Hello everyone, today we are going to be looking at two new cards that was recently released for the Prankids archetype, and a spell and trap card. First up, the spell card is a continuous spell card with the name of Prankids Prank. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. The first effect reads, discard one Prankids card from your hand. Special summon one Prankids token, Pyro, Fire, level 1, 0 attack and 0 defense, but it cannot be tributed. Second effect reads, during your end phase, you can target 3 Prankids cards in your graveyard, except Prankids Prank, shuffle all 3 cards into the deck, then draw 1 card. I really like this spell card, Prankids Prank. The first effect helps you get 2 monsters on the field, maybe turn 1 and turn 2, when you don't have too much board presence, so you can link summon probably in Prankids Doodle, or it would allow you to fusion summon with relative ease, instead of worrying about how to swarm the field right off the bat to have enough materials to link or fusion summon. So that's always nice. Swarming ability with this kind of deck always helps. And the discard isn't that bad of an effect due to the second effect on Prankids Prank. Being able to shuffle 3 cards in your deck and draw 1 card at the end phase helps you continue to recur your deck and be able to continue to explode turn after turn without worrying about running out of resources, which is pretty nice. I mean, not being able to target Prank cards Prank and shuffle it back in is a little bit of a bummer, but this card really helps with being able to recycle your monsters back in your deck and continue to use them, which is pretty important for this deck to be able to continue to swarm the board in that kind of playstyle. Now, the trap card is a continuous trap card called Operation Prankids. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. The first effect reads, during your main phase, you can, immediately after this card resolves, link summon one Prankids monster using Prankids monsters you control as material. The second effect reads, when a monster your opponent controls declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, return any number of Prankids cards from your graveyard to the deck, and if you do, that attacking monster loses attack until the end phase equal to the number of cards returned times 100. So talking about the first effect, I like this a lot, being able to link summon on your opponent's turn. Maybe you have somewhat of a board presence and you're able to link summon maybe a Doodle and Bow Wow away into Oregon, so you can get rid of the backfield to help stun them that way. I mean, if they're Pendulum players, you could always get rid of the scales that way on their turn, which will cause a problem. That's always nice, being able to link summon on your opponent's turn, and since every monster has some kind of effect you can use on your opponent's turn, it helps with the lack of disruption in this deck, because this deck's all about swarming. It really doesn't have the biggest ability to disrupt your opponent, so that's the one big Achilles heel from this deck. So Operation Prankids really helps with that lack of disruption a little bit, being able to link summon on your opponent's turn like that. The second effect is pretty situational. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it could save you in certain situations. I really like the first effect of Operation Prankids, so I would definitely run this. And the second effect is so situational. It has to be in your graveyard, so you can't use it on the field. But I mean, it could save you in some situations, so you can survive another turn. So it's not an awful thing to have, but I just wish you had another powerful effect like the first one that would help with some kind of disruption instead of just lowering the attack. If this was some kind of disruption, maybe like a breakthrough skill where you could banish it and target 1 card to negate the effects, that would be nice, because this deck really just lacks the amount of disruption it needs when you look at the current meta and see the boards they make. While Prankids are able to create a board, that board's not really oppressive. They can swarm and attack a lot for a lot of damage, but if the opponent survives, there's not a lot stopping them from conducting their plays next turn if you just use the Prankids cards. Overall, I think this probably will be the last Prankid support, since it's 3 spell trap cards, 3 main deck monsters, 3 fusion monsters, and 3 link monsters. So I think this will probably be the end of support, but I really like this archetype as a whole. I think it probably will do okay on the regional circuit overall, and I don't expect it to be tier 1 due to just the lack of disruption and board breaking ability, but if you are able to maybe run hand traps, something like that, and be able to stop your opponent turn 1, I believe with this deck you can easily OTK them. So I believe it's a very good swarm deck, and you can always go back on your turns due to the recursion of Prankids Prank and the Prankids monsters deck a lot. I like how Konami made all the cards pretty much cohesive for once, instead of seeing all these different archetypes like Shield Birds that really don't come together. So it's always nice to see a deck come together like this. Let me know what you think about Prankids, and remember, have a great day today.